Hey everybody, it is August, still August, and I'll be bringing you a review of Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue 23. Arsenal goes to war. Kill or be killed. I like how they changed up the hat, what it says, and stuff, especially on the inside. So let's get right into this. So, the Unentitled have placed Arsenal as close as they can to the hidden lair of Ra's al Ghul, the League of Assassins, and they're saying, an amnesiac. Okay, they're saying, an amnesiac superhero trained by the woman who has kept you and the Unentitled at bay for almost 10,000 years. Yeah, it's Jason and I believe Cray is referring to. It says they are desperate. They will fall. Our night will weaken them, and we will deliver the killing blow. Which it says, yes, you're a noble fool of a knight. Next page, you say, it's called All Fall Down. You see Arsenal, saying, fly, my pretties, fly! So, he throws those little bombs of his that have little helicopters on them and smiley faces. They're all saying "wee," and they're going to attack that flock of man bats, and as they expand, they shoot out these little red rockets with little needles on them and say die 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 die. And you see a very derpid faced man bat go "Murr." When we see what that actually was in the next page, it says, man, this would be way cooler if I had actually figured out that Mad Hatter tech for those darts. But hey, it's tough to fly when your brains are scrambled up all proper like. Greystone is there to greet him and attack him. He says, who the hell are you talking to? So, Arsenal says, I ain't slept in 3 days, pal. Heck, I'm not totally sure I'm even awake right now. So as Greystone attacks him with his little power blast, whatever, he says, he's got like an aura of energy protecting him. He says, oh yeah, shields are operational. Greystone is like, don't call me that, pal. Don't call me pal. Call me Greystone. Blah blah. Jason back. Going to have to try a lot harder than that. When I dance red, I'll lead. So he says, I figured there'd be some magic types, who could get through my shields. Know what I did? I lined my clothes with salt, protection from magic. But this one is right at my own man grates, and he throws a little grenade at him that, a little freezes him up and stuff, and says, might have stolen a few core concepts from an ice grenade after a visit from Mr. Freeze a year back. Grevals. But yeah, he says, but heck, still love it like it's my own. Which Greystone says, I really, as he's frozen and stuck, he says, I really don't get what Cheshire sees in you, kid. And he says, yeah, well, look harder. And, as for Arsenal's hat, it says, what would Tesla do? That's awesome. It's awesome. They call it Tesla. It's really cool. But yeah, so it says, believe me, I'm going to watch this next bit real close as Cheshire appears, and it says, hello, sweetie. It's like somebody forget about my fancy smancy shield of my bobs. As she takes his hat off, puts it on, rips his little shield mechanism device, crushes it, and she says, and here we go. Shantytown shield generators gone. Pretty sure shantytowns don't have shield generators. So he says, my kind of shantytowns would. So, that's why you're a crazy lady. A very pretty crazy lady. With a short-range transporter implant in your wrist. I just want to let you know this is only roughly 75% personal. His hands are like electrified, and he grabs her wrist, disables the transporter goes haywire. She pops off. And Arsenal says, let's make everything go boom. It is full Arsenal with him and everything. And the Unentitled are onlooking, and one of them says, I hate to admit it, but we owe this debt to you. We never once thought a regular human being could orchestrate our rise to power. You gave us entry to the acres of all. You gave us the location of this city. The plan to give us total domination was yours. You haven't failed us yet. Which another member of the Unentitled says, failure isn't a strong suit of mine, Dakra, and you know perfectly well that I am far from just a man. And they notice a little rocket or something going off, and he says, no, not her, not now. And Jason shows up. To confront Arsenal, and says, Roy, you have to stop this now. You don't understand what we're dealing with. And Mr. No Memory is telling me what I don't understand. That's Rich. Says, I'm here because I want to be, Roy. So they brainwashed you. They're all bad guys, Jason. They're called the League of Assassins. They actually call themselves that. And he kicks Jason, kicks him out of the way, saying, I'm here to save my best friend. He's locked up in that pretty little head of yours, and I'm not taking requests from you, only him. So he says, no, someone says. And it's Starfire. And she, as they get in a little beam struggle, I guess, with Arsenal's gun and her blast, and stop this instant, she says. Explosion goes back, the gun, explodes, and he says, Roy says, not enough to abandon me in Jason. You had to show up and rub it in. So Starfire trying to explain. She said, you have to understand that the Unentitled are manipulating you. You don't know what's at stake. I'm getting, into which Roy says, I'm getting kind of sick of people telling me what I don't know. And Relic, I don't know, Ructus, this freaky person, says, he gets into the mix. They start fighting him or her, start fighting. She pulls him up, and he can lower his density and stuff, and reach through people and stuff. But he makes himself heavy, and freaking sinks him down and smash him to the ground. They do so. Then Shiva and Bronze Tiger show up to kick the crap out of Roy, and there's a little montage of that there, and they end up Bronze Tiger throwing him into what looked to be a fountain of some sort with a rock in it, and Roy staggers to his feet. He says, that's not fair. He says, he's badly beaten up, his lips are all messed up, he's saying, but still got one more trick up my sleeve, though. Literally. Well, kind of literally. So he pulls out a little crossbow handgun and says, crack-a-thoom, pow. Shoots off a little arrow at the rock, to which the Unentitled are onlooking, saying, it's happening. And Starfire says, Roy, no, not the fountain. And, crack-a-thoom, swoosh. It looks to be a Lazarus pit. Looks to be a Lazarus pit. You can't tell me that's not a Lazarus pit. So yeah. Next page. Shiva looks like she's about to kill Roy, and there's a knife to his neck, and she says, you idiots, do you know what you've just done? We'll all die today, and so you're doing, Roy Harper. Oh yeah, good. Couldn't have happened to nicer people. And so as Ructus is dragging Starfire by her hair over to everybody else is at, said she and noticed Cheshire's frequency before it faded away and managed to pluck her out of thin air. Then, Cheshire then goes over to Roy, beaten up, saying, what she's going to do to him, going to love him and prick him and bleed him, and, freaking Bronsacker says, enough! We don't have time for this. Just slit their throats and get it over with. We have a war to win. Jason says, no, I'll do it, Bronsacker. I will lead you. I'll take control of the League of Assassins. Just don't kill them. Blah, blah, blah. Bronsacker said, Razagul would not show mercy to anyone who would tip the balance towards chaos, towards evil. He says, Jason says, Razagul isn't here right now. I'm pretty sure as your leader, I can do what I please. She was like, this is ludicrous. Where it says, listen to Boss Man Shiva and freaking Hush, sweetie, freaking Cheshire saying that. A lot of meaning in this banner, but Greystone is unfrozen, and he says, they're coming. I can feel their presence drawing closer, the Untitled coming. So, lock them away, Ben, Jason says. Lock them away. I'm sure there's I'll figure out why Talia chose me to fight this battle. I'll win this for you. If you don't, you can do with them what you will. And which Bronsack says, if you can't win, we'll all die. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, Starfire, as she's being taken away, she's saying, you don't even know what this means, do you? You're putting me in chains, Because she was a prisoner, Starfire, she said, Jason says, you'd rather die? Yes, Jason. You know that, you've always known that deep down in your heart, you still do, Jason said, I can't. Jason, you need to listen to me. The pit that's been uncovered, it can strip the Untitled's power away. If it's why they have come here to destroy it. If they succeed, they will be unstoppable. Now, why are you telling me this? I can see how it hurt you. Why are you helping me? And so, Roy, who has been poisoned by Cheshire now, says, because we're friends, you idiot. That's where we are. Anyway, I'm very dizzy right now. I think the badly pricked me or something. So, yeah, enough. They're being taken away by Ructus, and Bronsacker is saying, are you ready, Jason? Are you ready to lead us to victory and onward to the utopia of the world? Bring utopia to the world? He says, God, I hope so. No idea what I'm doing. It all feels like a terrible mistake. But then he hears a voice, and his hands started glowing. Says, take a deep breath, Jason. Everything's going to be exactly according to plan. And, swords pop up. Freaking, the weapons you need are within. They always have been. They always will be. Hold the all blades, my pup. It's time for you to fulfill your destiny and restore the balance of good and evil. And which Jason says, what the hell are these? And who's talking to me? Which Shiva says, oh good, our brainless leader is hearing voices and materializing swords out of nowhere. This bodes well. So, blah, blah, blah. Silent Shiva, Jason will help. Will these help you in the coming battle? I think so. Jason says, well, you better figure it out fast. So, here comes the Unentitled. Looks like it's time to save the world, assassin style. Straight up Assassin's Creed up in this piece. So, yeah, that's the end of the comic. It says, the villains take over, and you might want to check out Batman and Robin issue 23.3, featuring Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins. And then in 2 months, Mortal Kombat. So this will be the next time we see them. So it's cool. Kind of anticlimactic, really. I was really hoping that it was going to be, more explosives. I mean, Arsenal, with all this stuff, and really building up, you really didn't do much of anything at all. And I did not really even expect Starfire to show up so quickly after her dramatic exit in, I think, the annual or last issue. I'm not sure, but yeah, alright issue, not really spectacular, but hey, yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching. Freaking follow me on Tumblr, Twitter, whatever I put down there. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.